Is it possible that
I influenced her to try and get me for $20,000 a month for a 2-year-old? No.
Is it? Yeah.
No. We never spent $20,000 on my daughter when we were together. Mm-hmm. And I had the money. Yeah, but I don't like, who spends that kind of money on a kid? Mm-hmm. She was 1 when she took my baby from me. We never spent $20,000 a month on our child, and the credit card was wide open. So what the fuck do you suddenly need that kind of money for? You changed the quality of life.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Like, no, the quality of life.
No, he didn't.
Changing the quality of life. I know there's a lot in this little interview, but that's an interview. This is a topic we've never spoke about. When you get a divorce, you know, you don't have the provider man anymore. You can't really be a housewife. So when a man divorces a woman, does her quality of life change because she doesn't have that provider husband anymore? And is a wife owed that money, that spousal support? Anybody can go answer.
I'm trying to wait. I'm gonna let y'all cook first.
I think they need to change it from. They need to change the name from child support to wife support or ex-wife support.
It's spousal support. There's such a spousal support.
Well, it said child support on the caption though.
I think she's wanting $20K in child support. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was saying. They need to change it from child support to what it really is. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, all the child need is love and necessities and stuff. You know.
Would y'all buzz down Tyrese's ex-wife?
What she look like?
She look good.
What she look like?
I ain't gay, but she look good. Better than a lot of y'all exes. She look good. I'm not gay. I can admire a good-looking woman.
She
I would.
You wouldn't? Why wouldn't you, Jay?
Just because I know what's going on with her and how she trying to get $20K. I feel like now you should take care of a woman if you leave her, but $20K kind of excessive.
Well, what that got to do with you though? You don't have to say she not caring about you. She caring about Tyrese.
Sex is very important. You have sex, you might have a kid, and then I'm in the same situation, crying on Instagram.
You wouldn't buzz her down?
Nah.
Only Valor, would you buzz down Samantha Lee?
Sure.
We know.
Sure. Going in. As long as less than 2 dates. 2 dates.
Freezy, would you buzz her down, Freezy?
If I wasn't married, yeah, I'll bust it down.
Mm-hmm.
Quentin, would you buzz down Samantha Lee?
No.
That's a lie.
What?
I've seen your ex.
Wrong color, wrong. What are we basing it on, though?
Her looks, just like you basing girls.
Right. Their looks. Yeah, that's what I thought we was basing it on. I don't see the problem.
That's what I want to know. The guys that answer no, why you answer no?
Yeah, why no?
Because she black.
She's not.
Not because she's black.
She's part of your other group.
I don't know what she did to that man. I know she trying to get a baby out of somebody. Because that once that $20K dry up, she gonna want some more money.
I ain't saying if you would get in a relationship with her.
Yeah, that's not what it is.
Like, if I had sex with her, you don't know what's gonna happen after that.
You can control that.
Can I though?
You can.
That's her.
Yeah,
that's not a good picture of her, Q. You got to find
another one.
Yeah, she look ethnic as fuck.
Yeah, you got to find another one.
She looks like Middle East in there.
She's bad as hell.
Without all the Tyrese stuff, yeah, though.
I was gonna tell Jay, you need to have that mindset with damn near every woman you.
That's what I'm trying to do, though. That's what I'm trying to do.
So wait a minute. What do y'all think is a reasonable amount to give a person for child support?
$250.
It probably depends on like where you live.
My dad didn't even pay $500 for me, so.
I think I would think because you have to take into account like the mother probably has to buy like a bigger establishment, you know, for the kids.
Why do I got to take that into account?
Why?
Well, because it's your responsibility. Like, come on, let's don't play that game.
My mom, she didn't ask for money. She asked my dad to pay for like my dentist or like big doctor's bills instead of trying to get him on the hook through the court.
Okay, so why do you have to upgrade her her lifestyle?
Well, you have to. It's contingent on like the visitation. Like if it's 50-50, I think you both should take care of your shit. But normal standard visitation when you're fighting for a man is every other weekend. So,
what does that got to do with the child?
I don't know. The whole system is fucked up. But I understand why they make men pay what they do.
No, you don't.
To divorce.
Don't believe that. He don't even believe
I don't believe it. Like they finessed my ass for $1,200, and I was like, nigga, what? Nigga, that's like, I was like, let me get a refund. Nigga, what you mean?
So you don't believe in having to pay child support?
Well, I don't believe it. No, but I understand if that makes sense.
I don't understand it. I don't.
With my first child, like I didn't see him as often, so I was like, all right. But then with Ava, I like have 50-50, so I don't see why I got to give nobody no money when I got 50-50.
I still don't understand the whole child support logic. I genuinely don't. Like, I genuinely don't. It is very confusing to me.
I mean, I think it is needed. Like, yeah, because if you're not in the household, right, and you're having to deal, if the woman's supposed to deal with everything by herself, let's say she has a job, she got to go to work, cook, clean, take care of the child, teach the child. You're not there. Now, are the amounts excessive and crazy? Yes. Like it's wild. So
I think there should probably be a conversation with the mediator, and the person that don't need child support probably should be the one that gets the kid.
If I was in charge of child support court or family law or whatever, mediator, you would really have to do a good job in selling me on why you need child support. Everybody would be fucking starving if that's the case. You would have to do a very good job to convince me of why a man or a woman should have to pay child support instead of forcing y'all to figure out how to work together or holding y'all accountable for not sticking together in the benefit of the child.
Well, would you guys literally, really, really like to take the kid 100%? Like men, they say that all the time.
So this is what I would do. I would force people to see. I would be different. You wouldn't have to fight for your child to see it 50% of the time. It would be required for you to take the child 50% of the time, you to take the child 50% of the time, unless y'all work together outside of the.
So then, if you miss a day, then you go to jail or something?
Huh?
So if you miss a day, you go to jail.
Yeah, you can go to jail with child support.
No, I'm talking about for missing a day for being required to see your kid. Like, what if you like Monday and I got shit to do and I don't see my kid? You gonna go to jail because you're required to see the kid?
I'm not sure what the repercussion would be. I would have to figure that part out. But there is no you got something to do when you got a kid.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of having a kid, is that you then have to sacrifice for what's best for the kid, not for what's best for you.
I just think at the end of the day, like, we're trying to figure out something that was never meant to be. Like, people being in two separate households with the kid was never meant to be. So
well, that's the idea, is that you're gonna have to pay.
Perfect.
If you knew that it was repercussions that came along with you having a child out of wedlock, or for you getting divorced and breaking up your family, you would think twice, about the person that you even decided to have kids with in the first place. The problem is that we're trying to retroactively fix a problem that then turned into something that's lucrative for lawyers, judges, and a child support system in a state that they then make money off of. And so that retroactive action then created an incentive for people to create an entire economy around it. But we need to drown that economy out. And I think that if you change the results of what people get, instead of rewarding bad behavior, you punish bad behavior by then forcing people to put the child first. People would be more incentivized to stay home and keep their family together. They would be more mindful about who it is that they open their legs to and had children with, and then they would be less likely to want to become single parents or have children out of wedlock if the repercussions were reversed based off of what it is that we see happening in child support today. If you knew you wasn't getting nothing, you would be very, very careful. People don't just walk away from their jobs unless they know that they got a safety net under them, or they got another job waiting on them, or they have more opportunity, right? They don't do that because they know that the repercussions is that you're going to be fucking homeless, right? So they're careful about how they move, and they're more willing to stick with being a responsible adult because you don't have the ability to just walk away and say whatever. That's why women can do that, but men don't. Men usually stick with it. You very rarely see men live in van life. That's not a man thing. That is a fucking woman thing. When you see van life on the internet, that is mostly women. That is not a man thing. Men want to get out of that shit and eventually get to a better space or level up or get away from society or some shit like that. They're not doing it because they want to. They doing it if they are doing it because they have to, or because they fucking drugged out, or they was one paycheck away from losing everything. But no guy looks to do van life. That's not normal. Like, guys don't do that. They want to level up. They want to be better. They want to be in a better space. They want to have a great lifestyle. They will move overseas before they do fucking van life, most guys. And so that's not normal, right? Because they know that they don't have a safety net under them. They grind and they hustle until they can do something better. They get up every day hustle.
TD, what about in cases of like physical abuse or?
Then you lose a fucking kid.
No, what I'm saying is if two people were married and like, let's just say, one of the persons were physically abusive to the point where it's not healthy for.
I think that there's always exceptions, but even then there should be there should be the ability for somebody to win back, and after a certain amount of time of showing good behavior for them to, because even with the abuse thing, I think that we got to be careful with that, because I think that there's a lot of people that's falsely accused of abuse in order to try to leverage the system against them. It's a lot of people that is accused that abuse.
But in actuality, women, when it comes to kids, women are leading in abuse.
Well, I watch they have like real life like court hearings on YouTube, and a woman will say he hit me, and the judge will be like, but did he hit the kid? If he didn't hit the kid, the judge is like, I don't give a fuck, and give the kid to the dad. What? I was like, gosh.
Wait, nah, that gotta be fake.
No, it's real. Like it's real. Yep.
I think if it's truly child support, there should be a cap. Like there should be a cap on child support.
Across the board.
Across the board, there should be a cap, and nobody should be able to just. What'd you say, Quinn?
Like Michael Jordan should be capped off the same amount as me.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's states that do that. I think I want to say Texas. The cap is $2,500.
Yeah, Texas has a cap.
Yeah,
I'm about to move out. You got room in Houston, Q?
No, go to another state.
I think that
Chris Brown, he filed child support on himself in Texas just for that reason.
That's true. He did.
I think that the top number should be like $300-$400 per kid tops.
What? That's like diapers. That's that.
Because you also got to factor in that most men want to have a role in a child's life. So the child support is supplemental, but it doesn't absolve them from doing the regular everyday things that they're already doing. A lot of guys that child support, they still also provide in other ways. They still give money. They still pay for the kid to go to school. They still buy school clothes. So when you're talking about what you need for it, they still under the father's health care coverage. So when you talk about what a child really needs, they're only giving them the money for the extracurricular activity or whatever additional that they need for food. Most people are participating in a child's life. So what do you break it down for me? Somebody help me to understand. What do you need additional money for, other than food and extracurricular activities?
The mom want to have fun.
That I did sports, and $300 a month is not even enough.
Well, yeah, but most of the time that's
clothing.
But that's separate. That's something that that's not something that's required. That's something that's extra. That's why they call it extracurricular activities. Mm-hmm. But in addition to that, okay, so they usually take care of that separately, right? What outside of food and extracurricular activities, what do you need money for a child?
I think they should pay half of the medical bills.
Usually people are on health care coverage, so that's just a part of what come out of your paycheck.
Well, if there's, what's the word? You know.
Yeah, I missed the annual enrollment.
The health insurance. I think that's what you're talking about. The husband can take over the health insurance of the child. I think, right?
Yeah. I went on my dad's because he had better.
You can have clothing, daycare,
especially if the mom has to work. Now that the mom has to work, now you got to think, okay, who's going to take care of that kid on the weekends if she got to work or stuff like that?
She gonna have to work that out. I ain't paying for your daycare.
But that's stuff that she should have to figure out. I think that's the part of what Anton's saying, which I agree with. Like, you left. We're split up now. So now because we didn't work out, now all of the problems that come out of it, I have to fund.
Wait, what if he left though?
Then same thing. I mean, the point is, like, to Quentin's point, I think the reason this is such a weird conversation is because you're trying to make something that's broken work. It's broken, and the other thing that I don't hear people really talking about, maybe they don't know, I only know this because I had to deal with this with my husband and his ex, is at least for the state of New Jersey, when you file for child support, which she did, on the calculations, he has his calculations, and so does she. So does she.
Hey,
even if you are the person who have the child more and you file for child support, you technically, at least in New Jersey, you are technically required to pay a certain percentage towards the child as well. So I think at the very least, we both need to be paying into a fund. So you come out with your percent and I come out with my percent, and let's see how long you really want to keep this thing going.
Yep, I'm with it.
That's awesome.
I'm with it.
Is that new?
No, this was years ago that I dealt with this.
In Oklahoma, they can take up to 25% of your income.
How much?
25%.
Well, let me tell y'all what the finesse is, fellas, since y'all are facing this problem. A lot of y'all need to get into a space, especially if you start your own business. Move away from an LLC and file as a corporation, right? A lot of times you want to live off your own income, and when you do it as an LLC, it goes on to a Schedule C, which then basically substantiates it as a regular income. When you take an income as a corporation, the corporation itself files its own taxes, meaning that that's a separate entity that files its own income. And then what you would do is you would pay yourself a percentage, or you would pay yourself a specific salary, in which you would then report that as a part of your income. When you report that as a part of your income, the corporation basically will take care of a lot of the expenses that you would run the business with on a day-to-day basis. If you need a company car, if you need a lot of different things, I'm not going to go into the details of it. But the idea of it is that if you're paying yourself a lower salary, then it reduces the amount that you have to pay in taxes. That you would have to use as income in child support, but your business is actually the one that's generating the majority of the revenue, and it's paying its own portion of taxes. So be very, very careful. There's different ways around this, but a lot of guys just like to work really hard. Even on your regular job, a lot of y'all can designate yourself and move away from being a W-2 employee into being a contractor, getting a 1099, and then you filing the taxes separately as a corporation, and then you paying yourself a specific salary, which would then reduce the amount of money that you're making and that you would have to file as far as child support. So be very, very careful. There's ways around this. Make sure y'all tap in, man. I could teach y'all everything y'all need to do in order to reduce the amount that y'all taking advantage of.
And get a lawyer.
I was thinking the other day when I went to go play the lottery, I was like, my first call is gonna be Anton to figure this shit out.
I give him a 5% fee, Anton. Well,
and like most things, can be worked out between the mother and the father. Like, let's say if the child was in private school, but then after the breakup, you still want to keep the child in private school. I don't think either party would disagree with keeping the child in private school. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff.
True.
Well, really, I think I should have to pay less child support because I stay in a better part of town, so my kid can go to better school. They don't give a fuck.
Just say you want to take the child in.
They won't let me. They said it ain't in the best interest for her to stay with me all the time.
Well, we got one more segment, y'all. But most women are fake as F. Let's keep it $120. Money doesn't raise a child; it maintains one. Good point. I believe child support should be abolished. Both genders can just get a second job. Who can watch a child? Who can watch that baby? Okay. Ooh, since we're talking about kids, because I think parents are needed in the household. They gonna even if you rich, it's so much you can do. But you think that these rich kids are well off too? Right? It's needed for a parent, a man to be in the house. Prime example is T.I.'s son. That little buck teeth, little badass. Oh, Jesus. Let's watch this little video. So they were at the Ravens game, or no, they was at the Falcons game this weekend. I cut the video. So this man saying, the little boy, T.I.'s son, was basically saying that he grew up in the projects, the poor. He didn't get fed a silver spoon. His mom and dad was basically saying, no, you got a silver spoon, whoop-de-whoop, and they kind of got into it. So I clipped up a little bit of it.
I don't want to be in these gates. I want to be outside in the neighborhood. That's why I want to be over there. But they don't understand that.
I'm going to tell you the reason why you want to be over there. Y'all ready? Because he can suck and pacify over there. He was 12 years old. He was sucking pacify. He was 12 years old. He can do that in the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They ain't going to tell you everything like that. They're trying to hide it. Ain't nobody hiding it. He capping. He capping. He know I stand on business. I know you.
Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no mystery, man.
What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business.
You are embarrassing yourself. You embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. What is she talking?
God damn it, I told T.I. he should have kicked that boy ass last year. If T.I. would have kicked that boy ass last year, that boy wouldn't have had to jack him up today.
Now I have another segment of what Charleston said about this whole situation, but we talked about this last episode about these kids nowadays and how a man is needed in the household. And going back to child support, you can't just pay and just think that that's enough for kids nowadays. Like, it's not. I just think that these kids they going downhill. It's gonna get worse. They spoil.
That's a direct indication that it ain't just about the money. Like when I look at that video and I see the boy, because he's had several incidences, run-ins and stuff like that. I don't know if it was Waffle House. The dude want to be hard. He want to be a street dude so damn bad. And a lot of people come down on this dude, right? On this little boy. Well, he's not a little boy no more, but I'm just saying. When I look at that situation, he ignorant because his parents ignorant.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
We just got to call it out, like, and then it doesn't sit well when I watch footage like that. It's because it's almost like T.I. and Tiny is absolving themselves from why this boy is like that. If you smart and you intelligent, you know this boy is like that because y'all ignorant as hell. That's why the mother ignorant as hell, T.I. And then on top of that, T.I., if you know like how T.I. grew up, T.I. really wasn't in the streets like that either. He ain't really got he was the same way trying to prove himself. He ain't really started going to jail till he started rapping. He got famous, you know what I'm saying? So it's the same shit. And so I understand that, listen, these little kids, they are ignorant. But most of the time, these little kids are ignorant because their parents are ignorant as hell.
All right, so let me add some caveat to that then. His brother was raised in the same environment. What's his name? Major. And his brother is the total opposite of him. How do you justify that?
It's because go ahead.
You can't. I don't think you can. You can't blame it all on the parents. Because I've my dad. I have a good dad, and I've done total opposite shit of what he's taught me, and there ain't nothing to do with him.
You been to jail? Huh?
Yes.
I'm saying you done did some serious crimes. What I'm saying is you got felonies. You done did some serious time.
Oh no, it was fake shit. People make fun of me now.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to make, okay, like Anton mentioned the other kid, right? sometimes it be like that. We use anomalies in other situations. Let's use it for this situation. Some kids, and we never know. This kid, right? We don't know the ins and outs of their.
What you go to jail for, Quinn?
I want to talk about it.
Anton want to stay.
That's what I wanted to know too. I'm like, wait a minute, sorry.
Quinn is up there with mirrors looking up girl skirts, man.
Family violence.
Not family violence. Well,
domestic violence.
You can't hit women back.
No, but what I was gonna tell TD was that we don't know Anton's still on. He's still on Quinn. We don't know.
Quinn is up there probably on an episode of Scared Straight or some shit like that.
But listen,
it was
T.I. and Tiny they're rich, they're wealthy. So the other kid might have had another mentor, a male mentor that he actually got close to. You understand what I'm saying? Stuff ends up working itself out like that sometimes. Like he might have been in martial arts and he might have just had a male mentor, his martial arts instructor or some shit like that. But obviously, Lil King, he really want what his daddy got. He wants some street cred. He want to be known as a street nigga. And I don't know. I just blame that. I blame it on the parents. They might say I'm being unfair, but I blame it on the damn parents.